Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. You ask me how we got here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries, let's go for now. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And then we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Well, hello and good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. Thank you all so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Today is December 17th, 2024. It is 11:59 a.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hello, hello, hello. Bonjour. It's a little early for my crew, but I'm going to try to start doing some afternoon lives as well, with night, of course. This evening, I just want to give a note. This evening, my live will be much later in the evening. I have an event that I have to attend this evening, Christmas event. So it will be later, probably 9 o'clock, 8, 9 o'clock Eastern time. 8, 9 o'clock Eastern time. So there's that. Let me see who we got in here. We got Canadian Cookie, Mini Panthers, Carla, Susan, Hey Jude, Drew, Lisa Mary CT6502C, Trishy, Hey Jude, YouTuber Pretty Petty, Roxy, Lisa, Tar Heel, Hey Jude, Susan, Gigi. Good to see you. Who we got? Gigi for life, Mary, Lisa. Hello, 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 everyone. Promise. Good morning, Mary. Wait, what? Carol, hope you're feeling better, my dear. Esther, hello. Riding solo. Susan, wait, what? Gigi, mythical. Lisa, Mary, hello. Bonjour, roller girl. Roxy, riding solo. Canadian cookie. I probably said your name 3 times already. Becky. Who else do we got? Texas Mama of 6. Maria, hello. Ashley, good morning. Pretty Petty, good morning. Tina, hello. Tam L. Kennedy, Esther, DC, Roller Girl, Roxanne, Holly W. Good morning. Hope your husband's doing better. Uh, who else? Eileen, Lake John, Veronica, Hatters, Hippie. Good morning, Mary, Roxanne. I think I said that again. Uh, Lulu, Gina, Carla, Angel. Good morning, everyone. Shelly, hello. Um, Maria, hello. Good morning. Wait, what? Good morning. Another note that I wanted to say, if you guys will keep our hey Cassie, hey Jude. Oh, you changed you got the little monkeys. You got the little monkeys. That's so sweet. That is so cute. Um, if you guys will keep, hey Linda, our beautiful Amy, our mod, in your prayers. Amy is battling breast cancer right now. And please, please, please keep her in your prayers. Um, we love, I love every single one of you. You guys are, whether you're a mod or not, I love every one of you. And so please, please keep her in your prayers. She's a tough cookie, and she's going to be okay. We claim it, but just please keep her in your prayers. I hate cancer. I freaking hate it. It's horrible. It is so horrible, to say the very least. And she'll be fine. We know that. But yeah, it's cancer. It affects all of our lives in one way or another eventually. Uh, you know, if, God forbid we don't get it, then someone we know will. I have seen it too much, too much in hospice, and I've seen it up close personally. And the good thing about breast cancer is most breast cancer nowadays is completely curable. Um, most of it is. But the main thing is always get checked, and get checked early and often. Um, I don't think ICU is here. I don't think she's here right now. But we are keeping our sweet Amy in our prayers, to say the least. So, with that being, they have made a lot of progress. They've made a lot of progress. Uh, many prayers, Gina. And the most breast cancer that women get, it's guys do too, absolutely, Holly. But it is an estrogen fed. I don't want to get too technical with you, but it's an estrogen fed uh, that causes it, and that is the most treatable. That's the most treatable. My mom's biological mother, she's been diagnosed with breast cancer. She's fine now, thank God. My mother-in-law was diagnosed with breast cancer 2 weeks after my father-in-law was diagnosed with cancer. Healthiest two human beings I know. Their parents lived to be in their 90s and 100s, and ate organic, lived a great life, never smoked a cigarette in their, even touched their lips, never even had a sip of alcohol, never even touched a bottle of alcohol for that matter. And my father-in-law died of cancer. He was like my dad. I hate it. I hate cancer. It's horrible. But I'm glad you got checked last month, Canadian Cookie. And uh, you don't have to, don't wait. Don't wait. Get tested. Get checked. Check yourself. Do self examinations. But even if you don't feel anything, you don't have to. Get checked. Get checked. There's probably no notification, Kathy, because I changed the times. I was having trouble with StreamYards. Me and StreamYards are going to have a talk. Otherwise, I'm going to have to be switching. Uh, it's kind of annoying. I've had um, trouble with StreamYards lately. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry, Roller. I'm sorry. Yes, Amy. Okay, Amy does have a GoFundMe if you want to support her in any way with their travel endeavors. Uh, and hey, Jude, could you text me that link? Anything would be appreciated. Um, but we are here today to talk about a case that bothers me. It really bothers me, this case. It's a cold case, and it is a woman by the name of Missy Bevers. Missy Bevers was a 45-year-old woman from fitness instructor from Texas. Uh, I think it's called Midlothian. Don't know if I say that right or not. She was married and had 3 daughters. This case creeps me out, guys, like no other. I don't know. It's the person in that tactical gear, and I'll talk about it. Uh, Let me show you a picture of Missy Bevers. This is Missy, and it bothers me. Really bothers me. Missy had her whole life in front of her, and she was murdered in a church. Murdered in a church. I have covered this case before, and I will continue covering it until the person that did this is in prison. Because whoever did this took 3 daughters away from their mother. I need to thank, hey Jude, thank you so much, Mike. Really do appreciate you. Thank you, my dear. Really do appreciate your support. Holly, thank you, my dear, for gifting 5 memberships. Really do appreciate you. We do a goal on here, guys. I wish it would do memberships. If we can get, even if we can get like 20 memberships and we don't meet the goal, that's fine too. Like 20 membership. I wish it would say like you could do, 10 or 15 $5 super chats, or like 5 or 10 or 20 or whatever memberships. So if we can do either the goal or the memberships or a combination of both, that works even better. But it doesn't do memberships, and it should, in my opinion. Thank you so much, Holly. If you received any of those memberships from our dear Holly, please give Holly a big thank you. This evening, side note, I'm sorry I keep going on side notes here, but we're going to be talking about the Sebastian Rogers case. We're going to be breaking down some of the camera information that's been recently put out as well. So make sure you join us for that. Again, it's going to be later this evening. Yes, Dina, the person had an odd gait or foot splay or something. They sure did. They sure did. And I'm going to show you what they're talking about. So Missy, she went in every single morning to the church. She was a fitness instructor. And think of it as you're going into this holy place, doesn't matter what time it is. It's raining outside, just pouring down, right? And someone is watching you and you don't even know it. Someone knew that she was going to be there before anyone else. Missy showed up early to get her things ready for the class. And 15, 20 minutes or so, maybe less, before Missy, the class starts, someone is already in that church waiting for you, dressed in tactical gear, rather short, stalky, with a creepy ass gait. I'm sorry, I can't put it any other way. It creeps me out. This, out of all the stories I cover, is the spookiest to me. It is just beyond spooky to me. This happened in Midlothian, Texas. And we're at, I think, 7 years. At 7 years. Oh, there was cameras in the church. And I'm going to show you actual footage, butterflies. Absolutely.
Terry Missy Bevers was a 45-year-old fitness instructor. She was married to Brandon Bevers and was the mother of 3 children. Additionally, she was a very active member of her community and held early morning fitness classes at the Creekside Church of Christ in Midlothian, Texas. At around 4 in the morning on April 18, 2016, she was brutally murdered at the Creekside Church of Christ. As she was
Now, remember Delphi, right? Delphi had the guy right on camera. Right on camera. Took years. Took years to find. Very similar in this case.
was preparing for one of her classes.
Now, I believe I know who did this, in my opinion.
It's alleged that
an
she had
opinion,
not
but-
been at the church for long before she was murdered. She was then subsequently found an hour later by her students. However, the motion-activated security cameras at the church picked up a highly peculiar occurrence.
Look
A
at this.
person had entered the church in...
This is actual footage. Actual footage. Actual footage. You know, the build and the walk is very similar to the father-in-law, right? But and they say there's no possible way. So there is one other person.
full SWAT gear, even with police written on the individual's back. Due to the getup, it's still to this day unclear whether it was a man or a woman. In the footage, the individual is seen wielding a hammer, which eventually would be the murder weapon. According to the police report,
Bludgeoned to death with a hammer. Bludgeoned to death with a hammer.
reports, Bevers died due to multiple puncture wounds to her head and chest. The individual is seen walking along hallways, opening doors, peering, and most likely looking for Bevers herself. It's important to note the killer's gait. Their right foot is consistently turned outwards, making their walk uneven and rather specific. It's alleged that Missy and her husband Brandon were having both marital and financial issues. At the time of her murder, Brandon was on a fishing trip 600 miles away from Midlothian. An additionally peculiar detail is that a Nissan Altima was spotted in the church parking lot from 1:58 a.m. to 2:04 a.m. There is no identification of the owner of the car or why anyone was there in the first place. As always, people on the internet have come up with theories about who committed the murder. A popular take is that Randy, Missy Bevers' father-in-law, is culpable. The first aspect is that the individual in the footage was somewhere between 5'2" and 5'7". Though this is a rather large range, it is said that Randy fits the height and weight displayed in the footage.
Now look at this.
Secondly, when comparing the footage from the church,
watch his gait. This is the father-in-law. This is the father-in-law. Now, they say that he had nothing to do with it. Mini Panthers, thank you so much. Really do appreciate you. If you received that membership, make sure you thank our beloved Mini Panthers, getting us closer to our goal. Thank you so much, my dear. Look at how he walks. Yes. Very similar.
And footage of Randy, the gait seems similar, with an emphasis on the right foot. In side-by-side footage, there is a defined and uncanny similarity. Thirdly,
you see that foot?
When comparing the footage from the church and footage of Randy, the gait seems similar, with an emphasis on the right foot. In side-by-side footage, there is a defined and uncanny similarity. Thirdly, there were reports that Missy was cheating on her husband and had flirtatious interactions.
There was allegedly infidelity. And this, I mean, the internet blew up when the father-in-law was there. But then there was what I believe, like, we gotta realize someone knew it. This is someone close. It is someone close. No doubt in my mind, there's not another soul that's going to be waiting for you in a church. By the time you get there, he or she is already there, dressed in tactical gear, with a hammer, ready to bludgeon you. Now, I'll be honest with you, Missy's they were in a really her and her husband were on their marriage was on the rocks. And I found it pretty convenient. He was allegedly 200 and some miles away on a fishing trip. I think it's quite convenient. Coincidental, maybe. Yes, about the
interactions with another individual on social media. Missy was also on LinkedIn, where she allegedly received a creepy message from an unknown individual. Some believe that due to Missy and Brandon's struggle, Randy had a vested interest in killing her. In fact, just a few days after her murder, Randy reportedly brought a XXL women's shirt stained with blood to the cleaners. His justification to account for the blood was from a dog injury.
Now, Randy, again, the father-in-law took a shirt to the cleaner, and the cleaners called and said this has blood on it because they knew what had happened with his daughter-in-law. But I don't know if someone would be stupid enough to send something to the cleaner, whenever they, and have someone's blood on it.
Surprisingly, his vet actually confirmed this. Lastly, people were also suspicious because he was allegedly
It was supposed to be dog.
out of town as well. What were the odds that both father and son were out of town in two separate places the exact night Missy was killed?
What are the odds? What are the odds of that? Like I said, I find that very, very convenient. Both, one on a fishing trip, one supposedly in California. I don't know.
To this day, we still have no answers.
So, there's that. Now, I do want to show you all of the footage that has been released of the unaliver. Whoops, wrong one. That's Clue. 1 second. That's for this evening. Okay, right here. This is actual footage. This case creeps me out like nobody else. They're waiting for her to show up. We even got footage of the outside. Let's see here. This might be. I want to show you. There is the outdoor too. Okay. Let me show you the outdoor as well. Good morning. I can see why it does. Yeah. It's raining outside. Look at the walk. Look at that walk. That right foot. Taking a life in the house of the Lord. You are going to Hades in a handbasket, Mr. Sisters. You are going to Hades. It's also been said that the father-in-law was kind of had a little bit of a crush on Missy. But is that they say that he was out of
the suspicious car on the morning. Video of
this is the actual car on the outside. The actual car of the unaliver. Let me turn this up right here.
Police would like to talk to the driver of that car about the murder of Missy Bevers. She was beaten to death last April at the church as she got ready to teach a workout class inside. Midlothian Police Headquarters with the story. Natalie.
Well, Steve, Missy Bevers was murdered nearly 9 months ago. And now what people are talking about is that surveillance video from a nearby gun store, and it shows a vehicle clearly out of place. This is the surveillance video from SWFA Outdoors near Creekside Church of Christ in Midlothian from April 18th, a couple of hours before Missy Bevers' murder. A silver Nissan Altima slowly circling the parking lot. At one point, the driver cuts off the lights and turns them back on.
Sorry.
The vehicle caught in multiple angles by the store's cameras.
Don't have the license
Police say
plate.
this is the same vehicle seen in a surveillance photo released in May. They say
No license
they
plate.
chose to only release the photo instead of the video because the photo contained what appeared to be a distinctive emblem or sticker on the back bumper. Police say they have yet to ID the car or its driver, but do not think it's tied to Bevers' murder.
We need closure.
Missy's husband, Brandon Bevers, is...
This is Brandon. This is Missy's husband. Oh, God. I'm sorry.
declining interviews, but did talk to Fox 4 when the photo was initially
just can't
released.
see.
I've pretty much exhausted every scenario and every avenue that I can think of who could have done this.
This is a murder mystery that has attracted national attention. The killer recorded on surveillance video roaming the halls of the church with a distinctive gait and dressed in police-style garb. The car...
I think this is fake tactical gear, in my opinion.
Our video came to light after SWFA posted it on YouTube last month. The store's owner says he immediately turned it over to police after the murder, but it was only recently posted online after an attempted break-in. Creekside Church of Christ in clear view from the gun store windows.
In a strange way, I'm thankful for the attention that this is receiving. But it goes back to the fact that this happened in a house of God, and that's pretty disturbing.
It is very disturbing.
Well, Midlothian police say that they would still like to talk to the person who was driving that car, if only to officially cross them off the list. Now,
this has to get solved, right? I mean, this is from 2016. 2016. Still nothing to date.
Missy Bevers stabbed dead with multiple puncture wounds to the head and chest inside the local church. The mom of three arrives around 4 a.m. to teach an aerobics class. Surveillance video actually catches her killer disguised in full SWAT gear. And after watching the video, police suggest the killer has an injured right foot. An unnamed male colleague has his trash sifted through, but why?
unnamed male colleague. I do know his name. Him and his wife has been looked at. This is the male colleague that Missy worked out with as well. They did fitness events and stuff together as well. Who thinks it's... I don't know, Lulu. I don't know. You know, when you look at the walk and stuff, yes. But then when you hear about the affair, they have said that they were out of town. They have said that they were out of town. Both of them.
Cops bring in advanced stingray equipment to capture the killer's cell phone data, but still no arrest. Who killed exercise mom Missy Bevers? Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. Thank you for being with us.
This just an article came out just a few days ago, and it said, I'll just read a part of it. Police agree this was not just someone off the streets who committed the crime, but they have no suspects, motive, or theory on what happened. So there's that.
At Midlothian, Texas church.
The suspect, captured on the grainy surveillance video, is still unidentified.
Wow. Who killed
creepy.
Missy Bevers after 8 years? Still no arrest. First of all, listen to this.
They think that this person may have dressed in layers to make themselves appear bigger as well.
First time surveillance captured the suspect on video was about 10 minutes before 4 a.m. Miss Bevers arrived at about 4:16 in the parking lot and entered the church immediately. A few minutes later, she was inside the church, not realizing the intruder was already inside, and shortly thereafter, she was murdered inside of the church.
Who is intent on committing a murder at 4 o'clock in the morning? Who lay in wait for exercise mom Missy Bevers? This could not have been random. Joining me, an all-star panel to make sense of what we know right now. But first to Scott Brooks, president publisher for the WaxahachieSun.com. Scott, thank you.
Yeah, too big of boots.
Thank you for being with us. Bring us all up to date. For those that don't recall the murder of Missy Bevers, what happened?
Well, early on a Monday morning, pouring down rain, Missy was set up as usual to do her routines, her class in a parking lot of a local church on what is usually a busy highway between Waxahachie and Midlothian. And given that it was raining, she went inside to set up, and that's when she was killed. That was on April 18th, 2016. I was sure, as the head of the local media company then, that whoever did it would be caught within maybe hours or days, but here we are 8 years later and still
8 years
unsolved. As far as I'm concerned, it just continues to be a bit of a cluster of a mess in terms of solving this case.
That's one way to put it. Over 3,000 tips have come in on Missy Bevers' murder. She leaves home in the early morning hours, still dark outside, and she sends out a group text telling everybody, hey, we're still exercising gladiator style this morning. Even though it's raining, we're moving our class indoors. And she goes in around 4:15 a.m. to set up. Who in the hay is out in the rain, entering that church, waiting for Missy Bevers? Listen.
As you probably already know, this case weighs very heavily on us. Our investigative team, our department, we know that the community is hurting as well. We're committed to identifying the person or persons responsible for Missy's death. We're not going to rest until we do so.
Joining us now, in addition to Scott Brooks from the Waxahachie Sun, is Renee Jones. Renee is Missy's dear friend and coworker. Renee, thank you for being with us. As the days pass and Missy's case is still unsolved, what goes through your mind?
You're constantly trying to figure out who did it. Was the car involved? Are the resources that we have enough? You look at the facts, and although the facts are there, the evidence is not. We know, like you said,
I mean, there's virtually no evidence because this person was in tactical gear, right? Someone writes on Reddit, the murder was a short, fat, what? This is someone's opinion. Because he or she was short, because his head was barely above the first aid wall kit. They say he was fat because of fat thighs, and the gear was pushing towards his feet from the outside. He waddled. But I don't know if you can fake that walk. You know what I mean? Like, can you fake that walk? I don't think that walk can be faked.
we know what time she
Like
arrived. We
that.
know what time the perpetrator was in the church. But what we don't know is who is this person? How did they arrive? Did the Ultima at the SWAFA have anything to do with it? And how did they get away without even being seen?
So many of the facts were out there in the first months following Missy's murder. For instance, we see the perpetrator, Renee. We know it had to be targeted. Who else would be in the Midlothian church at that time of the day dressed in this getup?
I mean, look at that walk.
Obviously not looking for anything to steal, just wandering around, Renee. We know it had to be targeted. Who else would be in the Midlothian church at that time of the day dressed in this getup? Obviously not looking for anything to steal.
The shoes are bigger. You can tell because the back of the shoes, you can see, the feet pop up before the boot. A lot of people thinks this could be Missy's co-worker's wife.
Just wandering around until, bam, they nearly collide with Missy Bevers and then stab her dead. It's so obvious to me, Renee. And we've looked at all the usual suspects, many of them ruled out. Who is this person, Renee? Do you believe it's a man or a woman?
My gut kind of tells me it's a woman, and I tend to rely on that a lot. But at the end of the day, it could be a man. It's really tough.
Joining us is forensics expert Joseph Scott Morgan, professor of forensics, Jacksonville State University, author of Blood Beneath My Feet on Amazon, and star of a hit series podcast, Body Bags, with Joe Scott Morgan. Joe Scott, you and I have pored over the evidence in this case. And when you look at the perp walking through the halls, testing, she doesn't even know what they're there for, obviously, so they're clearly not coming in to steal anything. Who singles out the Creekside Midlothian Church at 4:00 in the morning, for Pete's sake? I guarantee you what they're looking for is, where is Missy Bevers going to have her indoor class? That's what they're looking for. But the person is slew-footed. In other words, Without deviation, the right foot goes outward with every step. We know the height. We know the approximate weight. We know that this type of murder is typically committed by a man. We know it's got to be somebody within that area or arranged by someone in that area. Joe Scott, what more can be done, for Pete's sake?
I can tell you this, the person that perpetrated this crime had an awareness of that environment, so much to the point that they felt the need to cover their face. So they knew that they would be in amongst cameras with video surveillance. And here's another thing for me as a former investigator, the idea of the timing. I don't know about you, but the idea of getting up at this time of day lies kind of outside the norm for most people, and that you have to meet up there before she is arriving. So this requires quite a bit of planning. I think that that's rather obvious. And just to get this rig on that this person has, however they went about purchasing it, however they went about acquiring it, is going to be time consuming as well. Did they do it out in the parking lot? Did they do it at home in the safety of their home so that they could just hop in the car and go? I think that those are big indicators here.
The time of the day, even the weather outside suggests this was a targeted murder. Listen.
Midlothian, Texas is having some severe weather. Not severe enough to prevent mother of three Missy Bevers' early morning fitness class as she posts on Facebook, "If it's raining, we're still training. No excuses. You are gladiators." Missy informed students because of the rain, they will be training inside the church rather than the parking lot.
To Scott Brooks joining us, president publisher, Waxahachie's son. Scott, she was in the peak. She was at the peak of her physical powers. When she says gladiator class, she meant it. Do you see those biceps on her? My point.
They broke into the church. They broke into the church. Broke in. We're going to get back to that in just 1 second. I want to pop up something here.
They had everything. They have my flight.
Okay, now we're going to get to the father-in-law right here. And then we're going to get to what happened that night. We're going deep, y'all.
His father, Randy Bevers, talking. Let's listen in.
They had everything. They have my flight tickets, the rental car that we rented in Gulfport, Mississippi. Matter of fact, when I pulled into my driveway,
He was, from what we understand, he was in Gulfport, Mississippi.
Monday at 3 p.m., I was in a car with Mississippi plates on it. And I mean, all of that's a non-issue.
Randy.
In my opinion, it is either the guy she had an affair with, him or the wife, or it's the husband and the father-in-law, in my opinion, or they paid someone paid someone. There has to be.
Big minor thing, the dry cleaner had your shirt listed.
All right, the father-in-law. Here is the father-in-law. This is Randy Bevers. He has faced a lot of scrutiny. With the death of his daughter-in-law.
Double XL shirt, just mistake. That's your shirt. The dry cleaner listed your Sure, with the bloodstains on it as a women.
Well, my wife's white shirt had bloodstains on it too. So both of us had.
There was some blood stains. I can't remember. I forgot about that. There was blood stains on his shirt and his wife's shirt, but he's going to explain it here.
Had bloodstains on her shirt and mine. So because it,
So there are 2 shirts of blood on it.
Yeah.
The one on listed one. Where's the other shirt?
The dry cleaners.
So the dry cleaner calls and says there's blood on.
I don't know what I don't know the conversation between the cleaners and the police station. Okay, I don't know that conversation.
So you're saying there's blood on 2 shirts.
There's 2 shirts that's got blood on. Okay.
And then, Randy, even though it's
They just kind of creeped me out.
drawing this attention, would you say that you're glad that they're looking so closely?
You better
at all
believe
of
it.
this?
You better believe it. You better believe it. If they weren't, they wouldn't be doing their job. Okay, so by them doing this, it tells me that they're being diligent and doing their job on any tiny little whatever comes across is being looked at, and it should be. So that's great.
Do you have a photo of that Chihuahua? I know I keep a lot of photos of my dog.
No, my wife would have, but I don't have one. But but it's just a little.
That was that dog was her. That dog was a very precious animal to her.
Yeah.
The dog died, didn't it? I believe the dog died. By the way.
It was,
What's his or her name?
Kilo.
Kilo.
Can you get your wife to email us a picture of the dog?
Well, we'll see.
Did you guys talk about anything else with the investigators other than the shirt and the dogs today?
Not really. We've been just sitting there waiting for you.
Very,
guys to
very
show
much
up.
living after.
And I know, Brandon, you've talked with investigators several times. You continue to do that clearly. I mean, how many times would you say you've talked with them?
Yeah. I've only had one formal interview that was early in the early stage of the game, but and they call me periodically, and I call them periodically because I think of certain things that I want to make sure that they're looking into. I even called them today, and I was like, "You need to look into this avenue. You need to look at this," and in 90% of the cases, they've already done it. So, but it's, I sit and I think about catching this person, and I think I just role play in my mind any possible leads that I can give. But in 90% of the.
All right, so I want to tell you something about this blood-stained shirt. The father-in-law, Randy here, that we're seeing in the pink shirt, Missy Bevers dropped off an apparently blood-stained shirt to a dry cleaning business 4 days after the father-in-law dropped off a blood-stained shirt apparently to a dry cleaner 4 days after Missy was unalived. Yes. According to a search warrant filed Wednesday. Let me see here. On April 22nd, Randy Bevers brought a white XXL women's long sleeve shirt to the dry cleaner Supercenter. I agree, Terry. According to the search warrant, he allegedly told the employee that the clothing had animal blood on it. Missy Bevers' sister-in-law later told NC5 the blood was from a dog fight that broke out in her kitchen. The employee contacted police to report the encounter and told them to look as though someone tried to clean the shirt before dropping it off. According to the warrant, the shirt may contain DNA evidence that could have been investigated with Bevers' death. Yep. Christy Stout,
With a
Misty
hammer.
Beavers' sister-in-law, said that the father, Randy Bevers, had to separate the dogs that began fighting in the kitchen last week. The 13-year-old Chihuahua that belongs to her stepmother, Vicky Bevers, died in the fight. So the dogs got in a fight, and it was one of the dogs died. It was later found out. They did test it, and it is some of it. I don't know if we'll get that far. They did test it. It is animal blood, by the way. Now I want to show you another suspect from the public, at least. The public says, that there's, just wait. I'm not calling him a suspect. Police have not caught him a suspect. There's 3 children. Okay. This is the Creekside Church of Christ. Her last Facebook messages to her class: no excuse, you are gladiators. If it's raining, we're still training. Hold on one second. Let me find something. This is like the jackpot on this case. It's amazing. V Slims, thank you so much for becoming a pearl. Thank you, my love. Really do appreciate you. Welcome. I'm going to share this link in the description. Crime Blogger 1983. And of course, this is a classy. I just here we go. Here it is. This is Brandon. We've already went over all this stuff. On 5/4/2016, search warrants were released revealing she was facing financial marital difficulties. Okay, we know that. Indicate and confirm statements and tips provided to officers. I'm going. All right, let's see here. Brandon Bevers. Okay, we've already done all this. All right, here's a list of people listed with search warrant. Terry Bevers. We know that. Brandon Bevers. And here we go. AJ Tucker. These are the search warrants. This is the people they did a search warrant. I know Brandon personally. He was a vendor for our company for 20 plus years. It was such a shock when we found out about Missy. We still can't believe no one has. Blue Diva, it's something. It really is. I want to show you this real quick. We're going to come back to this. Here is a close-up of the person. Not really. Wait, what? I don't like to watch myself, but I can't stand my voice, to be quite honest with you. I know it's not much, but is it a male? Is it a female? Oops. I don't know. A lot of people thinks it's a woman. She was unalived with a hammer. Right. Let's see here. Vehicle of interest. The murder investigation of Missy Bevers, 2010 to 2012, silver or light color Nissan Altima with oval sticker. See the oval sticker down here? Right there. This is The parking lot where the church is. This is Brandon. A portion of these messages, as well as deleted messages recovered, indicated and confirmed statement and tips provided to officers or of an outgoing financial and marital struggles, as well as intimate and personal relationships external of the marriage identified. And law enforcement had got their communications between social media services, LinkedIn, sometime starting in January 2016 until her death of the she had been talking to someone flirtatious and familiar. My second letter to the murderer of Missy Bevers. It has been 2 weeks since I wrote the first letter, almost 3 weeks since you murdered Missy. I would guarantee your life has been more miserable than ours. Our life has been filled with peace that you wouldn't understand. Something only a God-fearing, saved by Jesus person truly understands. We have been blessed by so many wonderful people willing to share our grief, but praying with us, preparing meals for the family, and just blessing us with all of their actions in so many ways. How about you? Are you feeling all the love from your family and friends, or do they suspect you, thinking something is not right with you? How did it make you feel when so many people all over the nation said such glowing things about Missy? You probably sat back and thought, how little do you really know her? I assume you were jumping up and down when the news about her life was not as perfect as a lot of people thought. This is Missy's family. 3 kids. 3 kids, y'all. With the technology they have nowadays, hey, we're the C number person. Yeah. Guys, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate it. Consider becoming a member if you haven't yet already. Vehicle, what was that one? All right, we're going to go back to this because I want to show you why a lot of people think such and such persons. Tucker, C. Tucker, Courtney Tucker, K. Cozy. Is it Cozine? Kevin Cozine, M. Cozine, Michelle Cozine, R. Bevers, Randy Bevers' father-in-law, V. Bevers, Vicky Bevers' step-mother-in-law, W. Holtz. Okay. Links of copies of actual warrants. Lead for leading. I want to show you something. All right, 1 second. Who's low lever? I want to. Okay. Having we got this folk out. Look, players wearing. Watch this creep. Thank you. I see you. Yeah, but it was dog blood. It was dog blood on his shirt. Oh. Okay, I got a picture. I'm going to show y'all. Shin guards. Watch this. Look at this. Oi. I'm going to show you. All right. Okay, here we go. This is allegedly someone that she may have had an affair with. And though this is his wifey poo. There you go. Now, I want to show you something. See the face? You see that face? Look close. I want to show you something. Take a good look at the face. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. Thank you, Carolyn. I definitely think they stuffed that uniform to make themselves look bigger. That is, I can't at the moment. Don't use any names in chat. If mods, if anybody uses a regular name, just delete it. You use an initial, please. This would be shit. What's wrong with my computer? Okay, watch this. Please make sure you put in my opinion or allegedly, or your comment will be deleted. That's his wife. Because now let's, oops, wrong one. If you are mad at someone, nobody's going to get mad at you like someone you're cheating with's wife, right? Let's be real. What is your thought, T. Salas? Do you have an opinion on this? Because there has been no named suspects. I mean, she's pretty. Some of these are older photos. Should have used Mary Kay. Here's photos of her. It's from her Facebook. Looks like not much padding would have to be used. I'm not shaming any. No, I understand. All right. And then we have he's a great guy. He's definitely not involved. Self-defense and fitness. All right. Here's the guy. Right here. There was search warrants for these two. Do they have alibis? Hold on, let me go back to that. Hold on. The calf. I was just trying to see. Do they have alibis? The wrong one. Friend of suspected husbands are the last person to ask. The bulk of her right eyebrow. Did she have a coworker? They worked together. This guy and Missy. Wow, that's a lot of people training there. The height of the person is between, I think it was 5'2" and 5'7". Bingo, bingo, bingo. Okay, this makes me need to get fit. I look like Honey Boo Boo over here. 5'2" and 5'7", I believe it was. I'm checking. Anyway, what did ATT have to gain from it? I don't know what anyone had to gain from it. 5'7". I ain't saying nothing. Person is. There's no suspects. 5'2" and 5'7" in this case. Now, allegedly, they did do, which I think I have them. Shoot. Now let's get back to this. I look like Honey Boo Boo. I'm like over here. I'm like, this is Chris McDonough from The Interview Room. He's done a lot of together, Justin. Come on.
The front here, lots of opportunity for points of entry is what we
really
call
nice
it,
to hear
right?
Chris
POIs or POEs, point of entry. Darcy, thank you so much.
Where they broke in. So, okay. Gotcha. Guys, do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up. We need as many people to see this as possible. Missy deserves justice.
So,
thank you.
What's going on with this guy's coming from?
2016.
Everybody thinks it's a guy. Some think it's a gal. There's two, three.
It's one of the cases that sticks with me. Like,
now, what's significant? I'm going to leave the way the suspect left. Okay. Now, what's significant is, look, stop it right there, Dill.
Hold on, we found something. So, right here, this is from 2000. Watch this. Hold on, I might need to do it in the other one. This is from 2014. Watch this. AJ, July 9th, 2014. Scouting possible new I Choose Fit locations with Missy Bevers. Allegedly, they were supposed to, I believe they were supposed to start a business together or something together. And I think feelings and stuff caught in the way. Were they in business together? Yeah. It's like about that rain in the head with a fucking
cross that road.
Now, listen to this. This is very important. We're going to go back to
you just can't cross that road.
Now watch this.
You have to make a right-hand turn.
Exactly.
You have to. Okay. So now let's so see right there. Remember, he comes up to that edge right there.
Thank you, Maurice. You know, you got to go back. This one's always stuck with me. This one's just always stuck with me. There's YouTubers who
thinking about the way this person is thinking. Okay. And what do you think it is? Okay. Take a guess. Everybody, somebody throw a chat up or throw something in the chat. What do you think it is? Okay. Well, everybody's been focused on his walk and his gait, okay, which is incredibly important, okay? But more importantly are the minutia things that this individual may have been doing. Okay. And so what he does, no, he turns his blinker on. And you're going to see that.
That's important.
Now,
Watch this.
why is that so significant? Because it's a thought process.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Tingy, for becoming a new member. And what do I mean by that? Okay. We're going to be looking at organized and disorganized offender. Okay. And then we're going to start connecting some of these behavioral dots, what we call, criminal behavior analysis, CIA or CBA. Okay. And we're going to connect some of these dots on what this person is thinking.
I mean, that's a possibility, T. Salas, but I don't think it's a fake or artificial leg. I think it's just a natural gait that they have. Someone with a fake or artificial leg, that's a big disability. If you're fighting someone as well, right? Like you could, you're more vulnerable. I think it's someone
that night. Okay, so let's keep rolling here. He knows the area well. Yeah, he's familiar with it. And one of the things I'm going to show you here is that's going to be really significant. And I don't know if a lot of people have caught it, but you're going to see it tonight. Go ahead, Dill. So he makes this right turn. He's got his blinker on, makes the right turn. Okay. Now the blinker is just a behavior that throws off the good guys. Okay. And now he's got to come up to this intersection or this little turnabout, and now he's got to go back the other direction.
This is someone local. This is someone that knew she was going to be there. They broke in before she was there. They waited for her, and they left before the others came
to go to the church. Okay. And so now we're going to the church. So here's the point. If he's coming towards the,
I don't know about that,
the sporting goods store, he actually has to pass the church. Okay. That's significant. That is significant. Okay. There's the church on the right-hand side. Okay. We turn in here. Okay, let's stop it right there, Dill. Let's pause it right there. We're going to come back to the church here. Okay. Now, let's go to the surveillance video of the suspects that night. While Dylan's pulling that up, okay, we're going to notice a couple of things. I want to point out.
I used to work at a prosthetic or ortho doctor. In my opinion, if it was a prosthetic, like the person would be lifting their hip more to walk, not dragging their foot. Yes, I agree. And you can generally tell the way the foot lifts too, right? There's it's artificial. It's an artificial way the foot lifts, right? And I just don't see the artificialness, in my opinion, either, personally.
A couple of things about Missy. April 18, 2016, she's 45-year-old mother of 3, fitness instructor. She was a
Now, this is interesting. And again, please don't use any names in chat. And if you have an opinion, put in my opinion or alleged. Hold on, let me just play this. I need to fix this. I need to edit this before I show it.
Camp Gladiator boot camp instructor and was going to teach at approximately 5 a.m. that morning. She arrives early to set up, and when her workout group arrived, they discover her deceased in the building near the front entrance, a separate entrance where she actually entered the building. The cameras within the surveillance cameras.
It is believed that there is only one person in the Nissan, but it is. Hey, Tara, good morning. There's the license plate. It's raining that morning. The license plate, you can only see white light. That's it. I think this car was probably borrowed by someone or rented, but it's got like an oval sticker on the bumper, so it kind of makes me think it might not be rented.
With inside that building, in the church, appear to have captured the suspect walking around and doing various things. Now, before that, you can see now the suspect entering in this particular surveillance from SWFA, the surveillance film, from the opposite direction where this individual had to pass the church. Okay, why is that significant? Okay, well, in my opinion, okay, I'm going to point out a couple of things that are going to jump out at you here in just a second. Okay, go ahead, turn it on, Dale, and then I want you to pause when I ask you to. So the suspect's entering.
I don't think
Stop. Stop. Okay, conscious decision. Okay, conscious decision. Lights go out. Okay, why? Because we used to call this capering. Okay, the suspect is on a caper.
They don't want to be seen. They turn their lights out intentionally. That's an intentional thought. It's very important.
Okay, he or she is surveilling a potential target. Okay, go ahead, play. Okay, stop. All right, now the suspect had two choices. He could have gone straight, which you just saw a couple of minutes ago, or he could have turned to the right. Okay, this
that's a good. I don't know if there's an actual video of the unaliving. I think there is. Obviously, that's never been released.
Individual chose to go to the right. So what is he doing? He's taking a position of advantage. Okay, so the suspect comes in. Rather than go straight past the building, he veers further out to survey.
This is interesting to me. We just found. Again, no names. So this is from August 10th. I think it's 10th, 2013. Love getting it in early. No one is here. Feel like the gym is mine. And
look at this.
A Missy, not that Missy, says, one day I might see, a woman named Jolene says, one day I might see you there, but you're too early for me. And he says, what time do you normally go? At night? ? And Missy, a
lot of people,
not that Missy, says, I thought I saw you the other day, but I wasn't sure. I go at different. From what I understand, I think that this person, like Missy, came in and almost like literally ran into him or her. And it was very quick. Like she almost bumped into this person. Very quick, from what I understand, how it happened. Times. And this person says Can you imagine almost bumping into the person in a church? The lights are low. It's raining outside. It's storming. They have this tactical gear on, and you almost bump in them, and they got a hammer in their hand. No. He says, rather, I go in there at around 10 a.m., sometimes around 5:30 p.m. I am not always wearing earphones and on free weights. Love getting it in early. Both. Both, but I mean, these people, like the people that you have to pay for it, right? This is her business. Pale Rider, nothing that I'm aware of at this point. But we're going to keep pushing this until there's that. Someone does just a little something. Yeah, you're not even safe at church anymore. Good Lord.
The building.
Yes. I mean, that's a very important point, T. Salas. Missy normally did her gladiator workout outside in the parking lot of the church. However, it was raining that morning and she went in the building alone. To me, that lets me know, in my opinion, that this person, oh, it's raining, she's going to be inside. I can go there before this happens and do this. They were patient. Kill someone in the house of the Lord, instant flames.
Because now the building is on his left-hand side,
make a very good point
just
here.
like I had filming that building. Lights are out in the vehicle. Okay, keep going.
I don't know why they haven't solved it yet. Yeah, well, the night before, I just don't understand. This is such a solvable case. The night before she put, if it's raining, we're still training. They saw this the night before. This person watched her. Oh, it's absolutely someone that she knows. Abso-freaking-lutely, yes. You would think.
It's another angle.
Chris does an excellent job here. Watch this. This is so interesting.
Position of advantage. And stop.
I need to put his banner back up.
Notice he has his brakes on. His brake lights are on. So what is he doing?
Oh, thank you, Lulu.
He's
welcome.
Slowing to see
welcome, my dear.
What's out there, i.e. cover and concealment, points of entry. He's blacked out. So he's coming in to basically case this business. That's what he's doing here. Okay, keep going.
Now, he is casing this business. Now, I don't know if Chris has changed his stance on this, but he says kind of, I think, later on in this video that it was like someone potentially maybe robbing the place. And again, we'll get to that part, but I think this person was there for one thing and one thing only, and that was how many people knew, think about this, how many people knew. Oh, thank you, Misty. Thank you so much. Thank you for all you do, Justin. You're an inspiration. Thank you, my dear. Really, really do appreciate you. Thank you for your support. I love you so much. Was the gear ever found? No. No. To me, this is a fake tactical gear. It's not real. But this person had to purchase this tactical gear and wait until the right time. They were patient. They waited until it was raining that morning. Because it's normally outside, remember? That Missy was going to be there a significant period longer, arrive earlier by herself. Right? They knew that she was going to be there early, but how did they know that she was going to be there by herself? Right? Very select few amount of people, in my opinion.
Okay, you can see he's still got his lights out.
Yes, she did post it on her Facebook, Carolyn. Absolutely. Absolutely. She did post it, but she let me show. How did they know she was going to arrive? Hey, show them.
See the
This is what I want you to see right here. Lights here.
Now stop.
Lights out.
That's also
Watch this.
in case, see the car starting to show up behind him, comes down the road. If that car were to turn in, he could have pulled into one of those parking spaces and played it off potentially.
Nashville.
Okay, keep going.
There was, but it hasn't.
This is going to get good here in a
second.
second.
You, Gypsy. Thank you, my dear. I mean, I don't think her husband or anything has anything to do with it. He was in a different state.
Stop.
Could, but it's not assumed up show or allegedly.
Okay,
watch
keep
this.
Going. He's going to come around. Stop. Now this is going to be significant.
Now, can they ID the car? They know what kind of car it is. It is a silver Nissan Altima. They did. Okay, watch this. Watch this. This is brilliant where Chris talks.
Slow. Yep, play it full speed.
Watch this.
Oh, stop. Okay, stop. All right. So what does he do? Okay. Well, we used to call this sod, some other dude. Okay. Well, what he did is he came around that corner and did not expect those two cars to be sitting there.
Yes.
Okay. So what does he do? He pauses and realizes his lights are off. Okay, or he knows his lights are off, right? So what's he do? He changes the thought process.
Yes.
Click, the lights come back on. Why? In case somebody sees him from interior to exterior, he's just a dude coming through the parking lot. Okay, keep going. So actually back up, Dill. Let's show everybody this whole sequence here. So when he comes back through, see, he pauses right there. See the brake lights on? He's paused. And he sees those two cars and he realizes, oh, I gotta play the game here. And he throws the headlights on.
See those lights, how they come back on? See the lights? He sees those two cars. Oh, I don't need to look suspicious. Let's turn these lights back on. Big difference. Yes, Eileen, exactly. Oh, thank you, Gypsy. Thank you. Take to the last one. Change dorm teal to blueies. Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you. Very sweet of you, darling. In case someone was there. Yes. In case someone was there. Welcome back, Tara. He was very aware of his surroundings and on guard. Very much so. Very much so. Very much so. Oh, thank you, Veronica. Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you. Thank you, my love. He or
Okay.
she throws those lights
Keep
back
going.
on. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Because, you know, if there's people that can see you. Janet, are you okay? You okay, darling? Hope you're okay. They're going to notice when your lights are off. Why is your lights off? That's going to be it's going to draw some attention.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, your procedure
Sees these
today.
2 cars. Oh, I'm going to click those lights back on because nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
Love it.
Right. Thank you so much, dear Sabrina, for your support.
So
I
good.
really do appreciate you, my love. Thank you. Okay. I wanted to show you that. I am going to probably have to do a part 2 to this because there's so much to this. It's incredible. All right, let me show you. Let's get back to Nancy here. Got about 30 more minutes.
It is. She could fight back, Scott Brooks.
Yes, there's no question about it. Missy was.
I mean, she's strong, right? Very strong. But, you know, if you're shocked, no, Tara, it's not. No. She spells her last name is Bevers without which I don't know if Ricky's is with an A or not, but from what I understand, she almost ran into this person and was kind of stunned.
Known in our community for her gladiator work, in addition to being a mom and just a good person. She was a gladiator, as you just said.
Thank
and
you,
took this
Stacy.
stuff
9
really
months.
serious.
Scott Brooks,
you.
at the time, of course, at the time of a
This bothers me.
homicide,
This one does.
all the dirty laundry comes
Thank you.
out. Just because there may have been marital issues does not mean the husband is guilty. As a matter of fact, her husband was,
Not
as I
necessarily,
recall,
KJ.
on a gambling cruise with a group of his friends, kind of a trip they did every year, which makes me also think the killer knew the husband would be gone.
Janet, we're praying for you, honey. It's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. It's already taken care of. Nancy said it right, exactly right there. Like I said earlier, it's kind of convenient that you know the husband and allegedly the father-in-law were both out of town. Now, like Nancy said, it seems like this person knew that the husband was going to be out of town. Someone very, very close.
Of course, maybe did he plan it? Did he hire a hitman? Yeah, anything's possible, but no evidence of that has ever emerged. Even though investigators have searched, of course they look. The husband, lover, boyfriend, ex is always the first suspect. He was not in town or even in state. So I'm just trying to figure out what.
Are you familiar with this promise? The church is off a busy highway. However, there are no other businesses adjacent. It doesn't connect to any other parking lots. Just driving through at that time of night is odd. Huh. Yeah, it seems like it's kind of out in it seems newly built, like a newly built kind of area. Something like that. Oh, thank you, Angel of Light. My love. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, my dear. Very sweet of you, my love. Thank you so much. Much love to you. Just scheduled mine for February, Jen. Oh, good, good. Yes, I drive there by all the time. Drove by twice today already. Interesting. One of these days, if you don't mind, can you get me some footage? Just driving around. There might be more footage. I mean, Chris has got
what
it.
your thoughts are on the marital problems, because it opens up a whole Pandora's
much.
box. If if
Thank you again, Angel of Light. That's very, very, very sweet of you. I love you to pieces.
Missy Bevers had a boyfriend, did the boyfriend's wife or girlfriend know? I mean, there's so many avenues to investigate, Scott.
The rumors have been from the absurd to the just level of vicious, and I don't know any of those to be true. I believe in what Brandon has shared these years, and most recently, a few months ago, in a two-part series interview with me. He continues to reinforce, at least in my mind, that he has nothing to do with Missy's murder. And both he and his father, who was kind of dragged into this as a possible suspect, his father was in San Diego at the time. So the Bevers
Yeah, I
family.
recall that with the blood on the shirt that was taken to the laundry, and it turned out to be Chihuahua blood or something like that. It was not human blood. Guys, you're right. The husband was on a fishing trip, a trip he took annually, which makes me wonder, was someone reading Missy Bevers' text to say a boyfriend, an alleged boyfriend? Because I don't want to go down the road of dragging her through the mud, but in a murder investigation, all's fair. So did someone read a text or an email from Missy saying my husband's going to be gone? I'm curious, and this is what we know. Back to you, Joe Scott
I feel bad
Morgan.
for her kid.
Hey, let me throw this to Tom Smith joining us, former NYPD detective, co-host of Gold Shields podcast, and you can find him at the Gold Shields Show. This is what we've learned.
Red
now,
or
we all
blue?
know how the FBI can determine a height and weight of a perp caught on video. They look at the perp, say standing in a doorway. Then they go to that doorway. They measure, let's just say that.
See, look. See the head of the, like, see the stickers or what, they can get kind of a
Fire
baseline.
extinguisher cabinet to your left. They go there and they measure where the height of that fire extinguisher, and they can determine the height of the perp standing beside it. See what I mean? Right there. That's just one example. It's fairly easy to do. It takes a minute, but we know the killer is between 5'2" and 5'8". They predominantly walk slew-footed with their toes pointed outward. Look, they're not there to steal anything. Watch the gait.
I disagree. I disagree, T. Salas. I disagree with you on there. Nobody just goes to break in without stealing anything, and just like people who break in, they go there, they break in, they get what they want, and they take it. They take what they want, and then they're out of there. This person is literally waiting around.
Watch this perp.
Watch Nancy.
Man or woman, don't know. So Tom Smith, you've watched this over and over and over. What do you think?
My initial thought was that it was a male. And then the more I looked at it, the more I looked at certain traits that were going on in the video, I am comfortable thinking it's a female because of just the walk. And the one thing that really stood out to me was in one particular part of the video, she uses the hammer to break a window. Now, not that females can wield a hammer like a male, but just the way she hit one of the windows did it for me that it was a female. Just the way she did it is what triggered it for me.
You mean like you throw a ball like a girl? Is that what you're trying to say? Go ahead, put it out there. I don't care.
Something like that, and it's nothing against anybody, but just an observation of the way, she hit one of the windows.
I got another phone call from the scene from a female Midlothian officer.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that Missy's no longer with us. And I didn't know.
Trishy, that's one of the
that's one of the people that she meant like suspect. Missy had died.
The public
was killed,
it absolutely registered.
The suspect was seen wearing police SWAT tactical gear, including a black helmet and a vest with the word police across the front.
You are seeing, just like authorities did, and I agree with Tom Smith, former NYPD, the whole looking in windows and pulling up cabinets.
They did a they did a search warrant on that person.
That was all for show. The perp just waiting for
Yep.
Missy Bevers to walk in. And
That's
earlier,
right. They
you
were
saw
waiting.
Scott Brooks interviewing Missy's husband. Again, he was way out of state at the time Missy was murdered. And unless there's some intricate hitman plot that has never been able to be deciphered, he didn't do it. So where does it leave us? Yeah, everybody would find it really easy to pin it on the husband. Not this time. Shocker. It's not always the husband. Now, this is what we know. According to a search warrant that was actually released by LE Law Enforcement in Midlothian, we now know Missy Bevers was allegedly having marital and financial struggles at the time of her death and believed to be in an intimate relationship external to the marriage. That's what the documents say. Dr. Bethany Marshall joining us, a renowned psychoanalyst, joining us out of LA. Her new book, Deal Breaker, When to Work on a Relationship and When to Walk Away. Dr. Bethany, thank you for being with us. How many times have I heard a defense attorney say, every adulterer is not a killer? But I can tell you this, Dr. Bethany, reverse that. Think about it, flip it. When you have a murder that is in the middle of an affair, I find it really hard to believe that the killer is not somehow in that mix. And I'm not saying the husband. Okay, I've put him away. He's on the shelf. He's not a suspect in my mind.
Nancy's exactly right. Think about that. Who else would hurt her? She's a mom of 3, a gladiator who teaches in a church, right? Who is going? She's not a high risk victim, right? It's got to be something within her personal life, in my opinion. It's got to be something like that.
Right now, I can revisit him later because he's out of state. To this day, nothing has been uncovered regarding a plot that he arranged the murder. Okay, so step back, think. Who else in that affair circle? A wife, a girlfriend, an ex. Help me think, Dr. Bethany, the dynamic here.
Let's go back to the perp for a second. Man or woman, we know that this person has a mix of masculine and feminine traits. So that narrows the pool just a little bit right there. The person is wearing tactical gear, which suggests that the perp gravitates towards positions of power. And we know that people who are sociopathic love power. So that narrows the pool just a little bit too. And then we extend it out to this possible affair. It does sort of help us to cast a wider net around people who might have been preoccupied with Missy. If she was having an affair with a man, the man's girlfriend, the man's wife, a jealous coworker, love triangles are at the heart of homicides very, very often. We also know that the perp was probably not somebody who attended her fitness class, because if he was he or she was limping or pronating to the right, and the perp looks kind of overweight, unless this is very puffy tactical gear. This is not somebody who looks very fit. So it takes it away from the fitness world, somebody who could have developed a preoccupation with her, somebody who was in her class, and it puts it to the world of intimate relationships, because Nancy, it's in the context of intimate relationships that homicides occur most often. I'm not talking about the husband, but think about it. It's only in our most intimate relationships that we feel despair, rage, betrayal, anger. So this person, I think, was linked in some way emotionally to Missy, or emotionally to the affair person.
Okay, wait a minute. Are you trying to sell me on the idea that it was one of the women in her class?
No.
And not
I'm
connected
saying,
to the love triangle?
no, I said the opposite. It's not somebody in her class, because this person does not look fit. They do not look like somebody who could be in a
How
gladiator
can you tell
class.
that? They're garbed in, they might as well be wearing a burqa. I can't tell anything in that. We don't even know if it's a man or a woman. What is that?
I don't know, Nancy. This person just doesn't look like a paragon of health. I can't even tell you why. And I do think it's useful.
Okay, wait a
that
minute. Bethany, I respected you up until you said that, because you're telling me you don't think it's somebody in their exercise class, because somebody that's totally swathed in a SWAT outfit, you can tell they're not fit. You think everybody in an exercise class is fit? I can guarantee you that's not true.
Hey, Nancy, did you see pictures of Missy doing the lunges with the
Okay,
kettlebell?
Tara,
I mean, this woman was fit.
Amazing.
She was fit. This person
I know
walking
her.
the
I'm
plate
talking
was
about
not,
you know what? Hold on.
Okay.
I did not expect your answer to be that what I'm hearing. Renee Jones joining me. This is Missy Bevers' friend and co-worker. Were you familiar with her exercise class?
Absolutely, I was. Absolutely, I was. And to be quite honest, Nancy, our training guidelines were to train to the masses. Our ultimate goal, even personally, was to impact as many lives as possible in as many places as possible.
I find it really hard to believe, Renee, that anyone in her exercise class that she was teaching, her gladiator class is, a better way to put it, killed her. I mean, there may have been some jealousy or some resentment of some sort. I don't see it. I always looked up to my fitness instructors, but I don't see that at all. I don't think that's the right direction.
It's like a
I
energy
have to agree, simply because the environment and the culture that's created and was created in those camps was one of family oriented. It was one of change. It was one of faith.
Much has been made of the fact that Missy advertised the date, time, and location of her class online. Now, you would think that
There
that
you go.
could attract hundreds.
Look at there. At 7:55 p.m., she posts, "If it's raining, we're still training." Yes, like the Thrive patches. 7:55 p.m. They had from 8 o'clock basically till 3 o'clock in the morning around to get to plan this, like to get in there, their garb and go. I hate when she got really triggered. Yeah, she got really triggered. She wasn't having it.
Of crazy pervs. But remember, we're talking about Midlothian, Texas, with a very, very small population, very, very rural. So who was looking at Missy Bevers' posting? Who knew she would be inside that day, as opposed to all other days when she held her class outside? Was someone waiting for the moment. Joining me in all-star panel, I want to go to Joe Scott Morgan, joining us, professor of forensics, Jacksonville State University, with an incredible criminal procedure and forensic program. Joe Scott, let's talk about the mode of murder. Okay. Multiple puncture wounds to the face, the head, and the chest. Now, as much as
I would like to see the autopsy report.
it seems to me someone 5'2", potentially to 5'8", with that gait, with the manner of breaking the glass that Tom Smith, NYPD detective, described, I think it would be a woman.
5'2" to 5'8" or 5'7", that's pretty short, right? I mean, yes, men can be 5'7" or so, 5'6", 5'7", but that to me seems like it's going to be a female, in my opinion. It was very personal. Very, 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 very personal. For sure. Yes.
But the mode of murder, stabbing her in the face and the chest, is more of a typical male attack.
This is an attempt, I think, at least, to greatly damage and disfigure her, Nancy. Do you realize, we're saying stab, but these are punctures, which is completely different type of insult. When you're talking about a puncture wound, imagine somebody being driven through with a piece of rebar or a pole or something like that. And that's what we're dealing with. This instrument that they're talking about here, this hammer, as it's been framed, is quite interesting, because you can have puncture wounds that are created by a claw hammer if you use the claw end. It could also be a geology hammer, which has actually a spike on one end of it, and a normal.
Hey guys, I'm going to have to end it right here. We're going to finish this probably tomorrow afternoon. To the face, yes, right in the face. Claw hammer, exactly. Thank you all so much for joining me this afternoon. Did Limper bring weapon with them? Yes, they brought the hammer with them. Yes. Thank you all so much. We're going to continue this. Again, my live will not be until later this evening, till at least 8 o'clock, most likely around 9 p.m. We got a lot to talk about this evening. Just wait for it. Oh, Jesse, you're beautiful. Thank you all so much. I really do appreciate you. Justice for Missy Bevers. She needs justice. It's been way too long. Way too long. Thank you all. Bye-bye.